Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Borders with the Mike Borders channel. Thank you for watching. In today's video, we are going to remove a soap dispenser from our kitchen sink. Why? Because we are going to use that hole to install a brand new GE Reverse Osmosis system and faucet. Let's get started. DIYers, as we make our way to the kitchen, the whole reason we are removing these soap dispensers because we are installing a brand new reverse osmosis system as shown here. We're not going to bore you with that in this video. However, scrolling above right now, as well as down below in the comments and description, will be a link on how to install this system. And this is a very friendly system to install. Coming to our sink, and there is our soap dispenser. The hole is already cut, and our hopes is the hole is a 1 3/8, which is the size required for the reverse osmosis faucet. Let's go down below. Coming up and under, there's the soap dispenser as you see right there. And there is the connection point. There is a ring under there. However, what you can do first is carefully unscrew that plastic soap dispenser. And just be advised, if there is soap in it, have a piece of paper towel down below to allow any soap flowing down and dripping from the dispenser probe that's inside the plastic container. Camera now positioned. Again, we are underneath the sink looking directly up at the soap dispenser, and we have a dual sink or 2 sink setup. And counterclockwise, I'm going to carefully unscrew this. It's kind of loose and there's not much soap in there. And I'm just going to carefully unscrew this. And there it is. Carefully set that aside. Now that we removed that container, let's take a closer look up top. Coming up, and as you can see, directly below the unit, quite a bit of rust, corrosion, calcification, and hopefully it won't be tricky or tough or stubborn to remove. And as you can see, as I scroll in, you can see a ring right there. And by turning that ring counterclockwise, we can loosen up this entire housing and pull the threaded portion that has that green calcium on it up and out. However, we should be able to push this entire thing up, as you see right there. Let's go back up top and pull that out. We're back up top, and again, this should just be able to slide right up and out. And again, in your case, there might be some soap in here, so it might just be good to set it down in the sink for the time being. And here is the entire housing, and it is a little loose. However, we do need to go back down below and turn that securing or lock ring counterclockwise and loosen it. However, in the event that you are having trouble loosening or removing the lock ring or wing nut, depending on your setup, here are a few tools that might come in handy. And on the left-hand side, an adjustable wrench. On the right-hand side, a joint wrench. Down below in the comments and description will be links on where to purchase these. Back down below, and I'm doing my best to give you good lighting and good camera angles, and I'm going to do my best to loosen this. And this whole thing's starting to turn. And I might need to go back up and hold the upper part as well as come down below and turn this lock ring. Or if you've got a second person, have them up top holding that upper piece to alleviate it from shifting or turning as you loosen and remove this lock ring. In DIYers, I did just that. I went up top. As you can see, this is loose, and I can carefully turn that lock ring and go slow. And the two have been removed from the threaded shaft or stud, and we will go back up top and pull that entire piece out. Back up top, and again, we are just going to carefully pull this piece out. There is the threaded shaft. Set that aside, followed by this piece. And on the very bottom, you can see a rubber gasket or seal. And taking a look at that hole, DIYers, in our case, that hole should definitely be at least 1 3/8 in size. However, in the event that you do actually have to widen that hole, definitely check out the link down below in the comments and description. We will show you an awesome diamond plated drill bit to use, which you will use when drilling into granite countertops. However, in the event that you have something like this, aka aluminum, we will also have a link to a more standard circular saw. However, both of which connect right into your drill, which is awesome. Take a step back and a quick view of the removed parts. And a quick view of the hole We are going to clean up the surface and go back down below, basically clean up down below. And we are going to install that reverse osmosis system. We'll show you a few updates. We are making progress, and again, in the event that you want an awesome and very DIY friendly install reverse osmosis system, we recommend this one as well as the tools shown here. And there is what it looks like, pre-filter membrane in the center and the post filter on the bottom. We'll go inside there as well as the tank, and we have already drilled our new hole, as you see right there, as well as install the cold water adapter. To another update, it is going very well. Again, a very DIY friendly install, and we have routed the plumbing and water lines accordingly and made cuts. Back with you with our final update, and what an upgrade. Again, reverse osmosis system rather than basically old and out of date and rusted and corroded soap dispenser. Coming down, there it is. Quick view of up top what it looks like with the newly installed reverse osmosis faucet and water lines. And there is the tank full of fresh reverse osmosis water. And again, DIYers, check out the links down below. We definitely recommend that system. Very friendly DIY process or install. Do us a favor, below the video you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. What an upgrade, for us at least.